For the past 2 years, a craze has swept across the internet in several countries, with people creating and selling NFTs. And it has left many people puzzled. In front of you are 7 pictures, which are simple designs, created by people who decided to draw something and turn it into an NFT for sale. These 7 photos are among the most expensive NFTs sold in the last week. For instance, the monkey picture on the right with a semi-automatic neck sold for $149,000, while the girl picture sold for $354,000, and the picture called number 335 autoglyph sold for $400,000. These pictures are just a few examples of the thousands of images sold daily on NFT selling websites. They often have no complex content and can be simple figures, regular digital drawings, doodles, or drawings for young children. The question is, why is this happening? How far can it go? Before I answer those questions, let me tell you a shocking story about Mike Winkelmann, an American digital illustrator and graphic designer. In 2007, at the age of 26, he decided to document his designs for 5,000 days. Every day, he woke up and created a digital design from his imagination, published it for people to see, saved it, and then forgot about it. He did this for almost 14 years, and his skills kept improving, making him famous for his designs. In February 2021, he turned all his designs into an NFT and sold them for $69.3 million at Christie's, the most famous auction house in the world. This was the 3rd most expensive work of art by a living artist, and the first NFT sold through Christie's. Nowadays, anyone can create and sell NFTs without having to spend years designing, thanks to an AI-supported tool called Bicasso. Announced by CZ, the CEO and founder of Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. But why are NFTs being sold for exorbitant prices? What are they exactly? And are they real art or a bubble with undesirable consequences? Are those who buy them maniacs? Or is it just individual standards? Why do people pay all that money for pictures that they can easily download and share with each other? In this episode, we will answer these questions and explore how the use of NFTs has become part of supply chains today. However, it is important to note that NFT buying and selling is only available in countries where NFT cryptocurrency trading is authorized. Economically, all things are either easily fungible or non-fungible due to their scarcity. Most of the daily products we consume, like food and currency, are fungible, as huge quantities of the same product are produced daily. However, things like paintings, which are unique and irreplaceable, are non-fungible. NFTs are non-fungible tokens, which are digital assets stored on a blockchain. In other words, anything that can be transferred to an NFT must be rare, valuable, unique, or non-exchangeable for its artistic or moral value, or both. NFTs are certificates of ownership for assets, whether they are virtual or physical. When sold, the property of the asset is transferred to the buyer. Transferring an asset, whether physical or digital, to an NFT is straightforward. For a physical asset like a watch, the owner can make a 3D video or take photos of it. For digital assets like a photo or a design, the owner can directly create an NFT without photographing the asset. To create an NFT, the owner must sign up for a platform that specializes in NFTs, such as Binance NFT, and upload a collection of photos of the asset. The platform will then upload it to the blockchain, which is a secure record-keeping system that stores data, including the non-replaceable code of the NFT. Once the NFT is uploaded to the blockchain, the owner becomes the only person in the world who owns that specific NFT. No one can steal or hack it, as the owner is the only one with access to the keys. The blockchain, in a nutshell, is a record for keeping data and information, including the NFT data or the non-replaceable code. And thus you are the only one all over the world who owns this NFT. And the whole world can log in verifying your ownership of it. And it is impossible for anyone to steal or hack it, as no one else does have the keys. To know more about blockchain, We will dedicate an entire episode to this. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. An NFT can be used for personal purposes or sold immediately, but the owner may also decide to market it to increase its value before selling it for the highest price possible in the future. One option is to upload the NFT to a selling site as an auction with an initial asking price, with buying and selling taking place through cryptocurrencies like Ether. Another option is to include a royalties percentage condition that allows the owner to receive a certain percentage of the sale each time the NFT is sold in the future. Some popular platforms for buying and selling NFTs include Binance NFT. The data shown on NFT marketplaces is not fixed and may change over time. For example, in the column on the left under the top collections, we will find the names of the companies that produce the NFTs or the owners of the NFTs. The other column shows the amount of sales made in the last 24 hours for that group of NFTs. As we see, the first set of works were sold for 6,000 Ether equals $9.7 million in 24 hours. The next column measures the percentage change in sales. The next column is the lowest priced NFT in that group, and it's around $24,000. The next column is the owners in that group, and here there are only two. The last column is the number of NFTs in that group, which is 10,000 NFTs. Someone might ask me a pertinent question. Why would someone buy a photo just to retain ownership when it can be viewed freely on the internet or captured via a screenshot? In principle, the value of anything globally is based on the agreement or decision of individuals that it has worth. Take, for instance, Bored Ape number 8817 photo, which sold as an NFT in October 2021 for $3.4 million. Why would someone pay a considerable sum for a picture of a monkey? Simply put, a group of individuals believed that the image had value, and regardless of our personal opinions, they bid on it until it sold for such an exorbitant price. This concept also applies to the Mona Lisa, one of the most valuable artworks worldwide, estimated to be worth around $860 million. Can you imagine such an amount? Nearly $1 billion for a painting that is essentially canvas, wood, and paint. Why? Because a large group of art enthusiasts, experts, and others have deemed it to be the most valuable for various reasons. This same idea is now being applied to digital assets, or digital art, known as NFTs, for photographs, music, and creative content. And, yes, music and other media can also be converted into NFTs. Canadian singer Grimes sold some of her music pieces as NFTs in March 2021 for $6 million. Even a post on Facebook or a tweet on Twitter can be an NFT, such as the first tweet by one of the site's founders, Jack Dorsey, which sold for $2.9 million in March 2021 when the NFT craze was at its peak. However, in 2022, the NFT market lost its momentum, and prices for items such as tweet NFTs have decreased. But NFTs can still be applied to objects in games such as Axie Infinity, where all in-game outfits, character skins, etc. are sold as NFTs. The purpose of selling NFTs can also be for charitable causes, as we will discuss in the next part of this topic. Nonetheless, amidst all the madness, some view NFTs as a bubble that could burst at any moment. Nevertheless, the real benefit of NFTs lies in their ability to enhance supply chains and industries. NFTs can be used to track sources of food, medicine, and clothing. They can be applied in real estate to prevent counterfeit products from flooding the market, protecting legitimate companies from significant losses. Additionally, they can help prevent child labor and improve working conditions in underdeveloped countries. NFTs can also aid in boosting tourism and economies, as exemplified in Japan. In conclusion, the NFT revolution in supply chains is of paramount importance, and we will explore this topic further in a future episode. Tell me your opinion in the comments if you'd like to see it soon. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.